today we're going to go over the ways that you can meet women ranked on a tier list in 2025. My name is Peter. I've been doing cold approach consistently for about 2 years now. My story before 2 years was I was always scared to approach, and I actually never did it for 8 years. Finally did it, and then I just basically did it consistently for 2 years, produced a bunch of results from it in terms of like numbers, girlfriends, dates, pulls, lays, one night stands, etc. And then I taught sort of my framework that I learned and developed from those successes to hundreds of guys to achieve the same sort of thing. My style is, I'm kind of boring, as you can see. Like, I'm not that expressive, and I'm not very charismatic in person. So I have like a sort of a boring style, and I kind of use frames to just adjust value in sort of like the way that I want. And then I just keep like a straight, simple path towards the objective, which is either like the number, the date, whatever you're looking for. So that's quickly who I am. Let's get into what am I talking about? So the tier list of ways that you can meet women in 2025. At the bottom of the tier list here, we have being alone forever. So if you don't adopt any strategy, you will be alone forever. And that has its pros, it has its cons. The pros would be maybe you would save some money, essentially. You don't have to go on dates. You don't have to try very hard in life. You could kind of just chill out, play some video games maybe, just let yourself sort of succumb to your vices and, I don't know, degenerate maybe into like a state of loneliness and sadness. Would be my guess on how that kind of works out for most people. And then you kind of have to like numb the loneliness with the alcohol or with the drugs or with the video games or whatever numbing agent you'll use once you're in that position. I've been there, so I know how that works. You're alone and you literally numb the pain with things like that. So I've done that, and honestly, it doesn't feel too good. So that's why I rate it last. It kind of sucks, and you know that it sucks, and you know that there's something better out there, but like you have too much fear to take action on it, and you're not quite sure how to do it, and you're feeling like insecure. You're feeling like every sort of day that you go by without taking action on meeting women, it eats at you. Like, I know that. Like, I've been there, so that's why I rate it last. Being alone forever doesn't feel that great. So that would be maybe the F- tier, if I had to write a tier list here. So F- tier. Yeah, so this one basically has no hope of getting laid or getting a girlfriend or anything. So it's bad. All right, cool. Next up, I have social circle written right here. Now I'm going to speak from personal experience because I know guys who have a lot of success with a social circle. They tend to be like the promoter types or guys who go out a lot at night. And for myself, I've gone out at night. I don't have a lot of self-control, so what I'll end up doing is drugs. If I'm out at night, I'll end up doing drugs, I'll end up doing drinking, and I'll end up wasting a bunch of time and kind of hating myself, honestly, like the day after and like the weeks after, and just being around that environment. I have no self-control, so I'll literally do that, to be honest. I just don't see a way that like social circle fits into my life personally. I don't like to go out that much, and I don't like to drink. I don't even have that much energy, honestly, to like be out at clubs, like pretending to party and have fun. I'm just like, I don't know. I'd rather work or do something else, or read a book maybe, would be like my go-tos, or learn some things. Social circle doesn't really work for me because it tends to have like big groups of people. I don't really like groups. I'm kind of like one-on-one sort of thing. Yeah, it's not for me, to be honest. So that's why I have it like next. So I guess this would be like D tier. I don't know, maybe C/D tier. Social circle. Not great for me personally. So I'm just speaking from personal experience because I know guys who've had a lot of success with it, and a lot of hot girls are out at night. So like if you can sort of like make social circle sustainable and pull it off, and meet the right people and put in the time to meet the people and get the connections to like the good clubs, and know the managers, and like know the bouncers, and like know everyone, and like put that time in, I could see how it could totally be rewarding. But I've sort of pseudo tried it a little bit. not 100% went into it, to be honest, but I can see how it works for some people, but not really for me, to be honest. I really like to get up early and I like to be awake and working like 3-4 hours before anyone else is awake. And yeah, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel kind of on track versus waking up at like, you know, noon or 1 or 2 or whatever, and just being like, oh, like what, the sun's out, like, oh God, there's like only 3-4 hours of daylight left. I don't know, whatever. It doesn't really work for me. So I've got it like C, D tier, and also with the self-control thing. So I know, you know, other guys have this like S tier sort of thing. But yeah, let's get into the next thing here. So that's just my take on Social Circle. Dating apps. Number 3. I'm gonna put this as B tier. My backwards B right there. You guys cannot see my writing, but there you go. Dating apps is B tier. So let's talk about it. Okay, so the hottest girls are indeed there. You can see them on the apps, but are they really gonna respond to, and are you gonna get them on a date? Potentially, that's a near 0% chance of getting like your ideal dream woman off of a dating app, because they're getting millions of matches, they're getting millions of likes. So if you swipe on them, you know, hundreds of other guys in literal seconds have swiped on them. They have infinite matches, and at that point, they've got all the validation they need. They'd probably just like delete the app. They're probably not even on the app. Other things, when you do use the app, you're sort of numbing yourself in that like you think that you're sort of like you're moving somewhere basically, but essentially what you're doing is like you're dating sixes and sevens and like mid girls essentially forever, like without ever actually solving the real problem, which is like you're scared of approaching women. Like you can't even talk to a girl basically, like in the street or like in a club sober. So it's sort of like numbing that, and it's making you feel like you're making progress with women. And it's like delaying the problem further and further and further, because what you're really doing is like you're getting subpar results and it's taking a long time, and you know that there's a better option out there, but you're pacifying yourself with the dating apps. So it's like it might even be worse than social circle, because it makes you really feel like you're going somewhere, but you're not actually on the trajectory to get to your ideal woman or achieve confidence or achieve abundance, or just create like a dating life that's actually enjoyable and actually has a real abundance, because you're getting maybe, you know, 1 or 2 dates a month that you're like, okay, she's all right, but in reality she's like not that hot, and like you're gonna kind of put up with her for a little bit and just kind of tolerate it, because you don't have the option where you can walk out into like the real world and meet infinite girls. Like you don't have that option, so what you have to do is tolerate kind of subpar girls off of the apps, because that's literally your only option. So that would be my take with dating apps, and that's why I actually don't use them, because I don't like. I personally don't use. What I do recommend is like use them when you're starting out, because more dates can only help you. Like when you're first starting getting dating and you're first learning cold approach, like more numbers, talking to more girls, that can only help you. Like because you need to have a little bit of like abundance, and like you need to have a little bit of confidence that like if you do get rejected by this girl you're about to walk up and talk to, you have like a few numbers from the apps that you're kind of working with, you're kind of talking to them already. So you need to have like that, you don't need to, but it really helps to have girls you're talking to. It creates that abundance for you when you're getting started. So I do recommend starting, if you're getting started in cold approach, do cold approach and also have the app so you have that abundance. But eventually, like once you're doing cold approach, you'll realize that there's such low competition from cold approach that you don't need the apps, and you get such higher quality as well, and you can get infinite, like almost essentially infinite quality and infinite volume from cold approach in an insanely condensed amount of time compared to using the apps. And then using the apps also sort of is boring as shit, right? If you're laying in bed just like swiping on girls, it's so like it's just like so dulling, honestly, compared to cold approach. It's much more fun, much more exhilarating. It's kind of scary, but that's what makes it fun. Like it's risky, it's scary, it's kind of exciting. Walking up to a chick, getting her number, you know, and just like playing your cards, seeing what's gonna happen, and then feeling that sort of rush afterwards. if you did a good job, or even if you did a bad job and it was like your first time, still getting that rush from doing it. It's a much different feeling than laying in your bed and like just scrolling. Basically, it's almost the same as like if you're on like Instagram or TikTok, just scrolling away on Hinge or Bumble or whatever. It's a little boring and kind of just like gives you fake dopamine from that, like just looking at a hot chick, swiping, looking at another chick, swiping, or whatever. So I would stay away from the dating apps. I feel like they are like a form of, they sort of like numb the senses. They sort of make you feel like you're going somewhere, and they delay the real problem, which is that you can't walk up to a chick and talk to her. So what I actually did when I was like starting is I didn't have the app, so I was like forced to do this sort of, but I forced myself in other ways. So dating apps, they're cool, they're cool to get abundance, but they're really not attacking the real problem directly. And we know that if you've watched my videos, we know that we want to attack the problem. And the real problem is that you don't have the skills, you don't have the confidence, you don't have the systems. Sometimes it's not even about confidence, not even about your frame. It's like, did you set up a system that's going to get you to approach every day? And you just haven't done that. So like, maybe stop using the apps for a second and try cold approach. Okay, and then essentially I've been talking about cold approach the whole time. So we have that as my S tier here. S tier, cold approach, number 1. So, I mean, I basically just talked about it. So like you have infinite abundance, right? Like, I mean, more specifically than cold approach is daytime cold approach. Literally infinite abundance. You can do it anytime. There's always girls outside. There's, the hottest girls, they leave the house in the daytime. Not all of them go to a nightclub. Not all of them are going to be in like some Vegas club or something for like social circle. And your wife might probably not, like, to be honest, like, is she really going to be like at a club on a Wednesday, like getting drunk? Probably not. She's going to be, hopefully, like if you're watching this channel, hopefully you like girls who are like smart, valuable, like, they take care of themselves. They work on themselves. So your wife is probably going to be doing stuff in the daytime more likely rather than at night. So daytime cold approach, infinite options, abundance, and there's really low competition as well. So I mean, for the past 2 years, I can count the times I've seen an approach go down on one hand. I've literally seen less than 5 cold approaches go down in the daytime. And I do this shit all the fucking time. Like, I'm always outside approaching girls and just like in places where guys should be approaching. I'm in the places where there's the hot girls. And I've seen no one ever do a cold approach. I've seen it a few times. But yeah, so like the competition is low. No one knows how to do it. No one has the balls to do it. And everyone's just scared of doing it. So if you can sort of figure out how to do it, you'll have an insane edge on everyone. And one of my clients, actually, he went out for, I think, the second day, actually, his second day approaching. He talked to like 5 girls and got 4 numbers. Like, if you can just get the balls to do one approach, you got like an 80% chance at getting a hot girl's number. I mean, it's kind of crazy. His approach was kind of good, actually, to be honest. But anyway, that's beside the point. There's no competition. So figure out how to do it and capitalize on that before, I guess, everyone else starts learning how to do it. Honestly, I don't see that happening. So I guess there's not really an urgency. But the point is, there is very low competition. And it makes for, like, I think you guys probably heard, like, it makes for like a much better story as well. Like, if you meet a girl in the daytime versus like telling people, how'd you meet your wife? Like, oh, I swipe right. And like, we went and got a drink, met up somewhere. Versus like, I saw her, like, I was kind of nervous. Like, I ran across the subway, like jumped on the other platform, went and approached her. It's kind of cooler to meet that way. And girls want guys to approach them. That's why they go out to the parks while they're alone with the books. They want guys to be approached, or they want to be approached, and they don't want to be swiped on so much. Anyway, that's my tier list. Yeah, for 2025. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Click the link below to apply for a coaching with me. Thanks for watching.